and we're visiting with the newest ASU recruit, Johnny Walker. Johnny, welcome to our show, and welcome back to Arizona.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
Tell me a little bit about, let's go back to your days of starting hockey in Arizona and what it was like for you.
Yeah, I started skating when I was 2 or 3 years old. Hockey really wasn't that big. Definitely not as big as it is now. It's growing in the desert, which is awesome, and just started skating at a young age. Came up through all the youth programs at Polar Ice and at Oceanside and Kaha, so kind of played a little bit everywhere, and left when I was 13 or 14 years old to go to prep school, and then played junior hockey, and was lucky enough to commit to Arizona State.
Let's talk about your junior hockey career. You had a chance to go up, of all places, Minot, North Dakota, which I'm sure you've experienced plenty of cold and snow up there, leaving Arizona, but you had a good chance to live with an Arizona person in Jared Olson, who came down here for a while and then went back to Minot. So tell me a little bit about that experience with Jared and everybody at Minot.
Yeah, I lived with Jared for 2 years.
Okay.
Jared and Missy and Maddie. It was awesome, great house, and they really made me feel like family, and made my transition into Minot extremely easy. We knew them, knew the whole family from when they lived down in Phoenix. Jared and my stepdad coached together, and my mom and Missy were really close. So it was an extremely easy transition into their house, and really fortunate to have such a good billet family, especially to start out my junior career.
What's it like to play junior hockey when you're 16 in a league like the NAHL up there, which is pretty solid, right?
Yeah, it was different playing midget hockey the year before, going from playing max ages 18 years old to now the majority of the kids were 20 years old and a lot bigger, stronger. It was a big transition, and I think that I had a lot of help in Minot with all the coaches and trainers, and even just having Jared and Missy there too made it pretty easy transitional wise into a bigger league, more advanced.
Well, one of the things with Jared, he kind of went through the junior roles, played some hockey at the University of North Dakota. It's kind of a folk hero in North Dakota,
Mm-hmm.
and obviously has had some experience. So I'm sure that helped as well, right?
Yeah, definitely. Jared, we would always talk about. He actually played for the Minot Americans there, and kind of his journey and everything there, and him playing college hockey at the University of North Dakota. So it was good to have someone that was so relatable to what I was going through.
So you got a couple of years in at Minot, and then you took the next step, I guess, in the progression of juniors, which is USHL, right?
Yep.
Got a chance to go to Chicago, and now second year in Chicago, is that correct?
No, this is my first year in Chicago.
First year in Chicago.
I had a couple games up there last year, but nothing permanent.
But your full season up there. So Tell me how things are going in Chicago. I mean, different experience from Minot or Arizona, I'm guessing, living in the big city and doing hockey in hockey land, basically. Right?
Yeah. It's awesome. I really like a good group of guys. We're having some good success right now. The only main difference is obviously living in a big city like that. We're 30-40 minutes outside of Chicago, where all everyone does is breathe sports there. So it's quite an atmosphere, and with the Cubs winning the World Series, that was pretty cool to be in Chicago for that. But I'm really liking it, and we're good first half of the year so far.
Hockey's pretty big there, as we said, with the Blackhawks and their success as well, and another North Dakota tie with Jonathan Toews being the captain there. So it's a little bit of an experience, I think, all the way around. But let's tie that back to Arizona again. Now you make your commitment. You're going to come to Arizona State next year, and let's talk about that program, what that means to you.
Yeah, when I first committed out of Minot, I was extremely excited. Never really sank in until kind of recently when I'm a half a year away, not only playing college hockey but going to school too. So been out of school for a while, and I'm excited to get back into it. But the program obviously doing really well right now, winning a lot lately, and just shows their strides they're making. Top to bottom, and it's really exciting to be a part of, and can't wait to get it started.
So Coach Powers was telling me last year that you guys had a conversation about whether you should come this year or next year, and and it kind of was a mutual agreement that it was going to be better for your development to go to Chicago and get a lot of games in and come and join the team next year. Is that accurate?
Yep. I think that overall for my hockey, I think it was better to wait one more year too. Kind of get the pace of college hockey a little bit better. Jump from the North American League to the USHL. The speed is definitely a big difference. Being able to make plays at a higher pace and playing with better pace too. So I think it was better for. I think going into next year, I'll have a better transition. Just having a little confidence in the speed and being more aware of what college hockey is going to be like.
So I'm going to ask you this, but I ask everybody when we talk about Arizona hockey, but 10 years ago, could you imagine there being a NHL team here, a AHL team in Tucson, an NCAA team at Arizona State, an NHL team coming to Vegas? Could you imagine the Desert Southwest ever turning into that kind of a hockey mecca?
No, and even at the youth level too, you see just huge strides from even when I played till now. It's insane how many kids have started taking up hockey, and it's great to see. When I was playing, there weren't this many AAA teams in Arizona in youth, and I just think it's awesome for the game of hockey and the state of Arizona to be having such strides in players and how many people are contributing to that.
Well, you happen to be in town the same weekend of the holidays, obviously, but also at the return of Austin Matthews coming back here to play his first professional game tonight here at Gila River Arena. So tell me a little bit about Austin and your experiences with him.
Yeah, I played with and against Austin growing up, and it's awesome to see the kind of success he's had, whether it's at NTDP or over in Switzerland or even in the NHL. He's really tearing it up. So my brother's obviously a huge fan of Austin, so we're going to go to the game tonight, and it'll be pretty cool to see him play live in front of. I'd imagine there's going to be quite a few Austin Matthews fans there tonight. So I think very deserving, and it's great to see again the sport of hockey growing in Arizona.
So as you look at your transition now to ASU, you're going to finish out this year obviously at Chicago and try to win an USHL Clark Cup championship, right? And then from there it's going to be back to the state of Arizona and start grinding it this summer, I'm guessing, right?
Yep. Trying to stay focused on what's at hand with Chicago, and working to make obviously a championship team and winning a Clark Cup. But then it's back to work here and preparing myself for next year and ready to start my collegiate career.
So when you look at what the Sun Devils had done already in the first couple of years under Coach Powers and the strides that they're making, how do you see yourself fitting in? What kind of attributes can you bring to this team?
Yeah, I think that there's a lot of skill on Arizona State, and obviously they work extremely hard. It'll be interesting to see what I can contribute at that next level. Not have playing at that level yet, obviously. So just playing with older guys and bigger, stronger, faster. It'll be interesting to see where I fit in, and hopefully I can contribute as much as I can.
As we look at the development in the ASU program, they play a hybrid year last year. They play their independent first year fully NCAA D1. Looking for a conference, which Coach Powers assures me is on the road very near future. And then a new arena coming in. So there's a lot of things you're going to experience. And I know the mantra here is be the tradition. So how important is that for you to be a part of a building tradition like this?
Yeah, when I went on my visit last year, I was talking with Coach Powers and Coach Hicks, and it was kind of like for me to come in here and obviously help be that tradition is something special, which at other programs you don't really get to do at the big name schools that are well established with tons and tons of national championships. You're another player there, but here building the program from scratch and really starting at the bottom and seeing what you can make of Arizona State with everything coming in is you're definitely building the foundation, and being part of something bigger than yourself for sure.
Coach Powers and I talked this week about not only being an athlete, but being a student athlete. He's got a 3.45 grade point average, so he's going to challenge you right off the get-go. Matter of fact, his words were, when you come in here, it's difficult to fail.
Yeah, obviously been out of school for a couple of years now, and just the thought of school shopping is kind of scary, but I'm excited. It'll be fun. I think that it'll be quite a transition going from waking up, going to the rink, and going back to my billet house to mixing school in the equation will be obviously a huge difference, but I think it's something that obviously it's going to happen, and you're going to have to just take it head on.
So do you have any ideas on what you want to major in when you get here to ASU?
Yeah, I'm starting out with business law.
Okay.
I think that's the way I want to go, and my big thing is I'm not wanting to change.
Right.
So I don't want to be I'm already getting a late start on college, being 21, like a lot of hockey players are. So I don't want to be switching majors 4 or 5 times throughout my college career. So
are you able to keep in touch and kind of follow along with what the Sun Devils do week to week right now during the season, or is it pretty much unfocused about Chicago and we'll worry about that next year?
No, yeah, I obviously not able to watch a lot of the games. When they were in Notre Dame, I was on our TV there, so I caught a little bit of it.
Okay.
But obviously following them on Twitter, and then College Hockey News or Network or whatever it is, the app kind of keeps me up to date too. So I check all the scores and see how they're doing that way. But it's pretty tough to watch them too.
So final question for you: when I finish up an interview with every one of the players, whether they're on the team right now or coming in, I always say, here's your chance to talk to Sun Devil faithful as they grow this program. What do you want them to know about Johnny Walker and what he's going to bring to this hockey program?
I'm excited to be a Sun Devil. It'll be fun. Pretty hard-nosed player. Play the game tough, and hopefully contribute on the offensive side here and there too.
Awesome. Thank you, Johnny. I appreciate your time. Happy holidays and Merry Christmas.
Absolutely. Thanks for having me.